Hello, I hope you are well. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing an unhaul video. So it's currently 1 AM and I just feel like I need to purge myself of all unread books that I've been keeping for years, that I've just been storing dust and I need to get rid of. Also, I'm heavily pregnant and I'm going to be giving birth soon and I just feel a purge is in order. So I have a box here and I'm going to hopefully fill this full of unread books that I just haven't got to. There must be a reason I'm not going to read them, so it's time to just get them out of my life, out of my space. Dom is currently watching a film and I can't focus on anything because I'm going to have to give birth to a watermelon soon, and that's all I can think of, so I'm just trying to distract myself with little tasks. So this is one of those tasks. First up is going to be Tess of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy. I don't know if I'm actually ever going to get to reading this. I also feel like I'll find this in a charity shop again if I do feel like reading it. It's quite like a big book that takes up quite a lot of space, so I'm going to get rid of that. Next up, we're going to get rid of The Lord of the Rings, and I'm going to give all these books to a charity shop, and I think this is actually like a really good edition of Lord of the Rings because I got it from a book auction thing. It was like an auction house, but then it had a big box full of like different old books and this was in it, so hopefully they can get like some good money for it. Really beautiful edition, but again, like, it's huge. I'm not going to read it anytime soon. I will find it again somewhere, so I'm going to get rid of that. I then have A Cure for Heartache by Mary Jane Grant. This is about a woman who's been married for 25 years and then the marriage breaks down and she runs away and starts this new life. I didn't realise it was a memoir, and I'm not that interested in memoirs for some reason. If it was fiction, I'd be interested in it, but as a memoir, it just doesn't really speak to me that much anymore, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Then a book that I actually am like halfway through, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This I am really enjoying. It's about a teenage boy and it's about his friends, and they're like experimenting with drugs, and then they're experimenting with like sexuality, and he likes this girl and he's trying to get her attention, but she's older and like cooler than him. But I feel like I could finish the whole book and I'll probably go, this is a good book, but it's not one of my favourites. It's not earth-shattering, so I don't see the point of carrying on reading it, which is such a harsh thing to say about a book. Also, I'm wearing clothes. I'm not just sitting here naked with my nibs out. I have this like smock dress thing on. Anyway, I just feel, you know, when you're reading a book and you're like, this is nice. This is a nice book, this is okay, but it's not going to leave a lasting impact on me personally, but I would still read it and I would still enjoy it and think it was good. To get rid, because if it's not going to really do anything for me, I don't see the point of having it. Also, I keep so many few books that I read that I just want to love it. I just want to read books that I love and just keep those books. I have just rifled in my cupboard and found 3 more books. So I have The Double, which I think is this about a man who's accused of a crime, and then there's like a man who looks exactly like him. And I don't really know what it's about, but I've had it for so long that I feel like this was 50p. I can just re-buy this if I really want to read it. But I was really intrigued to read it and I just haven't picked it up in years. So I just think, what is the point of keeping hold of this? You just don't have the space. Then this book, which I think I just bought on the cover because I think it's a really gorgeous cover. But this is about, this is called Stranger Than Mountains. And it's about someone has spent time near me. My mother's name meant truth, but could any of us trust her to tell the truth of our family? Don't really know what it's about. Sounded very intriguing to me at the time, but I just never reached for it, so I'm going to get rid of that one. I then have Love, Aubrey by Susan Lafleur. She will make you cry, she will make you smile. Aubrey will stay with you forever. It's about a little girl that for some reason lives by herself, and I thought it was going to be like, there's a Jodie Foster film which is called The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane, which is a fantastic film, really stunning film, and Jodie Foster is this girl who lives by herself, and then she meets this boy, and it's a bit intriguing of like, why does she live by herself? She's a child but she lives in this big house by herself. I thought it would maybe be a little bit like that, but I don't think it is, and I think it's about a girl who's kind of been abandoned. And then with the love of her grandmother, the letters she writes, can Aubrey see that she, even though she's lost everything, all is not lost. I don't know if she's orphaned or something like that, but I don't think it's going to be vibes of Girl Who Lived Down the Lane, and it just doesn't really appeal to me. I then have a book that BookTube made me buy. This is Mercy's Bookish Musings. She recommended this book years ago, and it's a children's book, and it's just, look at that cover, stunning. This is called The Thickety, A Path Begins. It's a children's book, and it's about a girl who, her mum was a witch, and she got cast away by the village and killed or something, and then the girl goes into the Thickety, where there are strange creatures living in there, and it's kind of like a quest adventure kind of book. It has these gorgeous edges where they've made it look all raggedy. Like, look at it, it looks like a really stunning book. I have had this for absolute years. I don't know when, but if you've been with the channel a long time, you probably saw this in a book haul years ago, and I have never reached for it in all those years. So I feel like that is just the sign to let it go. That at the time, the book review must have been so intriguing to me that I got it, but it just has never appealed to me to actually pick it up. And there's so many other books that I own that I really, really want to read, that I just know I'm going to read, or so many other authors that I've read a book from them already and just connected to their writing, and just I know I'm going to love everything that they've brought out. So I'd rather be with more kind of, you know, familiar authors who I know I'm going to love. I just feel like when you don't have a lot of time to read, you might have a very demanding job, or you might be like me, a mum, whatever it is, there's just not the time to kind of be just experimenting with loads of different books. Like, I will still be experimenting with like a few wild cards. Like, I chose for the book club this month an author who I've never read anything from before, Penelope Lively, Heatwave. Really enjoying this. And so I will still choose books from authors who I haven't read anything from them before. But when your time is so limited, I don't know, I feel like I need to make a whole video on this. Like, when you have really limited reading time, because like I said, you might have a really demanding job, then you don't really want to go out and buy loads of books and explore different authors, because you want something that you know you're going to like, because the amount of hours and effort you are going to put into snatching bits of time in your life to read that book, and reading is a hobby, you want to enjoy the book, really it's not worth the risk. It's not worth the risk on kind of a wild card book that then you might not like, and it might put you in a reading slump. That's how I feel. That's my mindset now for reading going forward, is there are still some wild cards that I own that I am definitely going to read, and hopefully I like them and they don't put me in any kind of reading slump. But I just really want to read books that I just feel like I'm going to love. I feel like it's a really normal thing. But sometimes when you're buying books secondhand, it's like 5 books for £1, then you're much more likely to take a risk on a book, because you're like, oh, it's cheap anyway, I'll take a risk on this book. But now I'm like, no, not too many risks, please. And then I have an old edition of Bleak House. This I just love. I love this edition. I think it's gorgeous. I don't know if you can see, but it's like beautifully written here on the spine. Stunning. Really gorgeous old edition, but it is falling apart, and the font, oh my god, I love this picture at the beginning. The font is so small. It's like a little insect has actually written it out. That's how small the font is. It's absolutely ridiculous. So this is Charles Dickens' Bleak House, and even though I love this edition, it pains me to get rid of this edition. I just feel the font is just, it's unreadable. And I have other older editions where the font is just so much better, not of Bleak House but of other books. And I just need to be more selective when I'm shopping for books, because I just see a book like this and go, oh, it's so beautiful, it's so old, like it's just gorgeous. But if it's unreadable, then what's the point, like, of getting it? It's just such a pointless purchase. And yeah, I have tried to read this before, but the writing is so tiny. So that is the only reason I'm getting rid of this. And I have filled my box full of books to get rid of. So tell me what books you would keep in this. Actually, don't look at me, the hoarder in me. Tell me what to keep. I want to keep it all. No. I feel sad about the Charles Dickens Bleak House book, because I do think as like just an item, it's a beautiful item to keep. But no, I collect elephants, I collect Sums, I collect Hello Kitty stuff. Like, how many more things am I going to collect? I collect books, I collect mugs. It's too much now. I only want to keep the books that after I've read them, I love. And I feel like none of these books in the box I'm going to love. Like, there may be some that I would enjoy reading. Like, I was enjoying The Perks of Being a Wallflower, but I don't think I'm going to love it enough to keep the book, or that I'm maybe like the target market. I don't feel like I'm going to get anything out of that book. So it's just time for it to move on. So here are all the books that I'm getting rid of. I have loads more books in the cupboard behind me that I still need to go through, so there'll be more of these videos on the channel. Let me know any kind of decluttering tips, please let me know, or how you decide what books you're going to unhaul. Do you only unhaul books that you've already read, or are there some books that you're like, I just have to take them out of my like circulation of my home because I keep not picking them up, I keep putting them on my TBR, I keep putting them on my bedside. Like I have a stack of books on my bedside, I keep putting them there but I'm not picking them up, so month after month they're just staying there until they eventually get moved to the cupboard of shame, which is over there, and then they just stay there. And then there's no point doing that, you know, they might as well go off to a better home. I'm going to take them around to my local charity shop tomorrow. So I'm going to end this video here. Tell me what you thought of it, and I will see you again soon for another video.